Hey everyone, welcome to the Odd Box Podcast. I'm Jeff. And I'm Gardis. They told me to come up here and do this thing where I tell you guys to like and subscribe to this show, but I don't really see the point to that. I don't understand why we're doing this. I mean, some people think it's fun, I guess. So, you can do whatever you want, really. Thanks?
Welcome to the Odd Box Podcast. It's Seasons of Ghosts, Paizo product. Shout out to Paizo. If you want to check out the maps that we've been referring to, you can go to paizo.com. Seasons of Ghosts Player's Guide. It's a free download. Check it out.
It's pretty great. They make quite a bit of stuff really accessible. Like when we wanted to figure out what adventure path we were going to do, we read like all the player's guides. It was a good time. Free.
Yeah, huge shout out to Paizo. That's kind of their thing, is making things accessible. What is your singular favorite memory that has come from gaming? Tabletop, not virtual, not video.
Damn it.
Single favorite moment.
Oh, I've got one.
Okay.
So I've gamed for many years now, and for a time I was sort of living in a mansion. That's a whole nother story. But I was gaming very regularly at a table, and Royal was our dungeon master. And whenever he plays a campaign, it is just hyper lethal. It is just absolutely terrifying. And if you get blood on you or anything, like burn your clothes, like everything's a bad omen, and it makes you really paranoid. But we were having a really great time in one of his campaigns, and we had one particular session where we got these magic items, and they were all sort of like double-edged items. So they gave you a pretty immediate boost, but he wouldn't tell you what was going to happen. And one of the items that he gave out made one of our players go insane. So, and went on like this murderous rampage. And while we were arguing in the bar, the player slipped out and went and murdered a bunch of people and came back. And nobody knew what had happened, and it was just like it was a really great, I guess, really just any game that I played with Royal, because it was just so deadly and so intense and so insane. And I guess I didn't really answer your question. It's
he
just
likes murder.
Yeah, gaming.
He likes murdering.
It's great though, the intrigue and the horror and just gaming in general. Yeah, and then shout out to the Star Wars campaign. If you were there, you know.
If you were there. It's a geography joke. Jeff? I'm not ready yet.
Okay. I think that gaming's not in the moments, but the friends you make along the way.
Nailed it.
I kind of feel like that was actually going to be my answer also.
That wasn't actually my answer. That was the joke answer.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to be a joke, I guess.
You always are.
I like this. There's one single session, or not session, but whatever, story attached to this. But as a GM, I really like being able to play the long con. And one of the best times I pulled that off was one of my players was bit by a were-rat, and he failed his whatever will or constitution save. And I was just like, okay. And nobody ever really thought about it again. And then it was probably almost a year later in real time, but only about a few weeks to a month in game time. And as the full moon came out, I had him transform into a were-rat. And everybody at the table had 100% forgot about the fact that he was bitten like a year ago. So to be able to just bring that piece of lore back into the game and just completely surprise everybody.
Amazing.
Like those are the moments that you as a DM like aspire to get. It was awesome. But also he was a kenku, so a bird person who turned into a rat person. So he was just disgusting.
It was just disgusting.
Poor guy.
I had played a character that was a druid, and I had this spell prepared that was Moon Frenzy, and you cast it on your friends, and they all turn into werewolves. And if it's a full moon, it's really cool. And every day for like a year and a half, I asked, like, is it a full moon yet? You know, and Tony's
my
like, it's
gosh.
the middle of the day. And then we ended up underground before we ever even got to a full moon because of that same thing, right? Like the year of real time, you know, isn't very many. So I never got to do it with a full moon.
If you cast it underground, would it still be a full moon?
I think the spell reads in light of a full moon.
Yeah.
Lame.
That same character in one of his earliest combats flew up into the air and turned into a large dinosaur and then fell onto a bad guy.
Yeah, crushed him to death.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Dropped a dinosaur on someone.
Nice.
I'd like to change my answer. I have two. They're quick. I'll be quick.
Here's two more and then one quick one.
Yeah. One of them is very easily our Delta Green.
That
That was so much fun for me.
Delta Green was so much fun.
I
Your
enjoyed
character
playing
was
that character so much.
ridiculous.
And that was just a ton of fun. And then also playing Shadows of the Demon Lord, I was a Clockwork. And one of the features of Clockworks in Shadows of the Demon Lord is if you fail hard enough on your death saves, you'll explode. And so I party wiped everybody when I died by rolling max damage and max blast radius. And it was the best way to crater a campaign ever. It was really, really great. Went out with a bang.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean a couple of days on that Delta Green campaign with Spencer and everybody, there was a couple there that were really magical moments. I remember I had this character, my character that I was gonna play was gonna be like a really eccentric dude, right? And then Spencer and Life started talking, and I was like, "Oh, I'm the straight man in the campaign. Like, if I don't like keep the mission on track, everybody's gonna die. I mean, everybody dies anyway in Delta Green, but
But Tony was trying really hard to make it this very serious thing.
Whether or not you're gonna cheap a mission is important sometimes.
It turned out better than I had hoped.
It was lots of fun.
That was pretty great. My favorite moment in gaming was I'd been playing with you guys because I'm pretty new to it, right? I've only
Relatively.
it's 2 years. I've been doing it like every other weekend or whatever, and so we were a couple weeks into it, and I don't even remember what it was that we were doing, but me and Courtney and Josh were joking about something at the table, and it was just a cute, fun moment, you know, where we're all giggling and being dumb, and that was probably my favorite moment where I realized, like, oh, this is something I can do forever and just have fun. Like, it's inexhaustible.
It does not get old.
Yeah, you can just be a goofy little dude all day, every day.
If you are not playing tabletops, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, it's like I tell kids when they ask about it because they know that we like to play and stuff, and
we talk about it obsessively.
Yeah, we talk about it obsessively. And I'm like, it's just like if you ever, like, you hang out with your friends and you have a really good time and then you don't have anything to do and you're all just sitting around, like, playing on your phone or, like, bored or whatever, and tabletopping fixes it. There's no downtime. You just are doing stuff the whole time. It's good. It's a good time.
We just finished a campaign. We got to level 20, like I think last weekend.
20 plus.
20 plus. And it was really cool. It's really cool. Not everyone can say that they've done that. But
it's hard. It's really hard.
No, I was going to mention after you finished, but now that you said that, I'm going to interject. I personally have never finished a campaign.
This was my first. This was, I mean, playing, you know, on and off for almost 2 decades now. This was the first time I've played a campaign from book 1 to book 6, or however you want to calculate it. It took us almost 4 years.
Yeah.
It was quite the experience.
It honestly is an achievement to play that much.
You were saying?
It was good. My character was a rogue through and through, never multi-classed or anything.
One of 2 characters to make it all the way through the campaign.
All the way through. So that's really cool. And then one of her coolest moments was that she came in and on her, I think we've talked about this on the show before, but we came in and on her first turn attacked this mage.
Level 21 mage.
She has an ability called Master Strike, and that mage critically failed his save and died.
Was decapitated.
I think we flavored it like he was decapitated, but it was just like I was reading it, and it's like he can be paralyzed, he can be unconscious or dead. Your choice. And I was like, oh,
Kyle thought it was my choice.
I was all like weighing the pros and cons. I was like, well, obviously you don't want to go dead, but paralyzed for 4 rounds is not going to be good.
You're like, if he's unconscious, his buddies can wake him up. And I was like, no, he's gonna be dead. And it's like,
it took me a second.
So
it was really cool.
That was on the first round action.
Yeah,
of
I think
that
it was like
fight.
the first turn because she's such high initiative. She just she had a watch. It was homebrewed.
Yeah, you just had insane mobility.
I could teleport up to 70 feet, and so she teleported, attacked, and crit, I believe, and then he critically failed.
How many hit points did that mage have?
I don't fucking know.
Probably like 2,000 at that point.
Yeah, it was really high level. But on like a later combat, a few combats later, she did the same thing to this like giant skeletal enemy, and he was paralyzed for 4 rounds. So it was she was cool.
So in my campaign, he had 500 hit points.
Yeah, I mean, even if she had chosen paralyzed, it would not have gone well because he was just sandwiched in between my champion and her rogue, and he would have had a bad time for sure.
We were deadly.
Yeah.
You guys want to play this game?
I do want to say that this campaign has been my favorite experience as doing tabletop role-playing games. I've been having a lot of fun, and it's just been a lot of laughs, and it's very different.
Boo.
Yeah, playing with people who are this dedicated to the game is a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You know, you don't have that one person on their phone the whole time. It's, I attack.
It's my turn. What happened?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
What's my character do again?
I wander off into the woods.
Just rolling dice. You have to ask
what I
what's
do.
happening.
I kill the mayor.
That's still how I play.
Yeah, I know. Kyle just rolls a dice.
I know what I said.
And then
I got an 18.
looks at Tony.
What is it for?
I'm a lone wolf. I'm not gonna be with this party.
Yeah.
My character walks away from everybody.
Don't work
It's
well
just
with
in my
others.
character's nature to take all of this stuff.
So far, there has been no argument over treasure in this group. Like we've found things and nobody wants any of the shit.
That can be played out well. Like a stick in the mud can be played very well if you're still playing along.
Right.
You still have to cooperate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff is killing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff is. I want someone to die. I think it would be good for the show, but I'm tired of the comic relief going first. Like, I don't know if we can ever really let go of Gardas. He's such a good team mascot.
It's true.
Thanks.
Curtis comes back as a skeleton.
Still drinking, even though it doesn't do anything.
It just pours out on the floor wherever he's going. And it's that new mucus beer that he made, so it's like sticky and people slip on it.
It's running down his ribs.
Not talk about Gardas dying first.
Okay.
I'm very attached.
Sensitive.
In the middle of downtown, you hear alarms, bells going off. There's been an attack. Masked bandits stole some horses, abducted some people. And in the wake of this catastrophe, Old Matsuki challenges Granny Hu to leadership of Willow Shore, blaming her for much of what has been going wrong. You decide not to waste any time, and you venture to the lumber camp, the supposed base of operations for the people menacing Willow Shore. And as you approach, you hear commotion coming from the nearby buildings. Guards stationed outside refuse to let you pass. And as the fight begins, they remove their face and they sick their dog on you. You take one of them hostage. He explains that he and his leader had nothing to do with the recent attack. Those responsible are called the Prayers, and they're led by Zudu, a zealot. They're here because it is what, quote, Kugapti desires. Throughout the camp, you hear the sound of rabble-rousing. You hear cooking. You hear the cooking meats on the wind. Some of you might even smell it.
The faceless people do.
Like when they're on the mountain and they hear Sauron from across the way. A foul voice on the wind.
A small.
I always thought that was so ridiculous.
on the wind. Hey, you guys.
Is that Mickey?
On a small island to the south, you see more of these faceless creatures, and they're tormenting a kappa, its head bowl already spilled. You continue your slaughter of these monsters, not the kappas, the faceless ones. Osu goes to great lengths trying to restore the kappa's head water, but Gardas denies the creature. Just batting the water out of his hands. And then he says, again, what did you say?
Wait, what was it? Tell your friends what we did here.
And he kicks the kappa into the water, bidding the turtle remember the party's heroics. The kappa, though not happy, eyes you warily, but in appreciation for Osu, he gives a slight nod. He sees a shiny object that only he could see from his perspective in the water, and Osu gets a new weapon. And you guys continue your assault on the bandit camp, where Gardas slams his shoulder repeatedly into an unlocked door, where inside more faceless ones stand ready and useless against the onslaught that is your party. Osu is keeping the hostage you have company all the while.
He did a great job.
His name is Kato, and he assists your entry into the logging camp where you try to blend in, and you decide to let Kato free, and you casually stroll through until you meet the leaders of the other faction of these, quote, bandits, Mugiru. He tells you that the attack... Was that English?
Mm-hmm. I understood.
Okay. Mugiru tells...
Moogaloo boogaloo.
Kyle understood too. It sounds like the Leshies in like the first few episodes.
Daffleroot, is that you?
That's going to be so hard to edit.
I don't use money.
Mugiru tells you that the attack was not his fault, despite the caged prisoners before him. He says it was Zudu. You hear that name again. The leaders of the prayers. They needed more sacrifices for Gugapti. She is the one who orchestrated the abduction. She is the one to blame. He says that if you can eliminate her presence here in the camp, he has no quarrel with you or Willowshore. And so you accept his deal. He will eliminate her presence. He will set these captives free. And as you go to exit, one of the imprisoned farmers reaches out to Gardas. She took Midge, is all she's able to squeak out, which is a sinking stone in Gardas' heart, but it's world-shattering for Osu. Through careful direction by Ari and Violet, you convince the other two to save the villagers here in the logging camp before storming off to the north. This leads to a fight with some of the toughest faceless ones you fought so far, which isn't really saying much, as they are also quickly laid low.
Yeah, I think I
and
cut
destroyed.
like 3 people in half.
Nice job. Nice job.
What's the hero point situation?
Uno.
0.
1.
3.
Boom, 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 boom.
But I don't want to skip over the fact that Violet's face is just
Yeah, I still can't
he's
breathe.
missing.
Still
One of
doesn't
them
have a face.
stole Violet's face. As we ended last time, we were ending combat, I believe, and you heard a voice coming from the door to the south. And as the next 3 to 4 seconds pass by, Violet's face slowly comes back, and Osu's slowly stops melting. And you can breathe again.
Nice. I just imagined him like grabbing at his face and thrashing around that tiny room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like picturing like the little bits that we can see. It's like really horrifying to watch things like reform on your face. And Ari's just like, oh my God, Violet, are you okay? And she's like afraid to touch him.
It's like a bad computer animation from the 90s where the eyeballs start out like as pinpoints and then slowly get bigger to fill out the face.
Let's go up to this door
Yeah.
where the groaning is.
Right. Pull back the curtain. Who's there?
Gardas. Gardas is in there now.
You see a young teen. They're familiar to you. This is Ming Sung Kum, is Kum Su Chong's son. This teenage boy is crying softly. She took my place. She didn't have to, but she took my place. You have to help her. He's bound. His arms are tied. He has a gag that he was able to spit out and it now rests around his shoulders. He's lying on a dirty, blood-stained bed.
It's okay. It's not your fault. Ari like squeezes past Gardas. It's a really narrow room.
All right, he's okay. Let's go.
We got to get him out of here first. We got to set him go. He can just walk with us.
All right, just cut him free. Let's go.
Can you walk?
I don't know.
You're gonna
I
have
think-
to be strong.
I think one of my legs is broken.
Okay.
Yeah. Get up and walk right now, or I'll break the other one. Come on, we gotta get out of here. We don't have time for this.
I'm going to give him a health pot.
Roll it.
Maximum healing, 8 points.
Yeah, see, your leg's fine.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I do feel better. Okay, yes, we should get out of here. This place is terrifying.
You can get back to Willow Shore on your own.
Is the way clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for us.
Or you can come with us, but we're leaving.
We have to go now, but it's into more danger.
There's quite a pile of spears outside, too.
Yeah,
He could grab
take-
a spear on his way.
Take the spear
I'm
and run.
a level 2 veterinarian.
So you have some knowledge. Go home.
So I can just walk out of here. No one's gonna stop me.
No,
We're
we'll
gonna
walk him out.
escort him out
Yeah,
of
we'll escort him
the
out.
camp and then
Oh,
point him
okay.
on the path.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
guess.
We're going as fast as we can.
Yeah, we just went through the effort of saving him. We're not just gonna be like, okay, bye,
That's exactly what I
in
was
the
going to
middle
do.
of the town.
As he makes it to the gate and begins jogging home on his no longer broken leg, you guys get 1 reputation point for both factions as he returns home. And in parentheses, because this is fun to know, if they intentionally hurt him or are responsible for his death, they lose 5 reputation points with both factions.
Wow. Wow.
How would
Wait.
they ever know? How would they ever know?
And his face was cut off. I don't know. It wasn't us.
Like Hannibal Lecter, that's what they do, right?
I like to think that the camera like zooms out, and in one of the trees is Shinzo's raven.
Oh,
And he goes back and
Just
tells them
watching.
about it.
Either that or it's the enormous bite marks.
They do forensic bite analysis.
Well, everybody
Yes, 'cause
knows.
that's what they would have to do.
Yeah, Violet marks the trails, remember? So
Yeah.
everybody's used to seeing Violet chomp marks. Like, oh yeah, those are definitely the same
I
ones.
just think Dr. Dami has records of your teeth. He's also a dentist.
On our way out the north gate, I'm going to toss a 2-action heal to Violet
Ooh, that's good. I need that.
because I know he's down a bit. That's 16 plus 20 is 36
Ooh, you got me all the way.
hit points.
Nice.
That was nice.
These level 2 heals feel really good.
Yeah. And with the increased dice, so good.
We never circled back to my throwing up acid question. Oh well.
We'll circle
wait.
back
We'll get
to
it
it
next
later.
time.
You're
We'll
going
get
to
it
have to
next
keep
time.
waiting.
Yeah. I was just thinking I'd like to throw up acid on one of these guys. Reflex save.
It's a weird desire. Really just wish I could throw up acid on these guys.
I don't know if it's weird.
Yeah, what a giant lizard man and a faceless person do, and they're consenting. That's their business.
So, what gave you the spell?
It was a first level feat. It was Warden Initiate or Initiate Warden, something like that, and it gives you a
Focus spell.
Yeah, 1 focus spell.
And so you chose Gravity Weapon.
Yeah, because I thought it'd be chill, but it wasn't chill. So I would have just chose a different spell or an animal companion. We could pick up an animal companion somewhere. Nothing cuter than a little baby crocodile that goes around everywhere with you,
Oh, yeah.
or a dinosaur that I can ride.
So, we're like 25 episodes in.
Yeah.
And though I said I was going to play as much as rules as written as I can, I'm going to say it's easier and more convenient, and Gravity Weapon is not broken enough. Let's just keep going with what we got.
Okay.
It won't apply to any of the other ones,
Okay.
GM discretion is also a thing.
and
Yeah.
you don't get hero points for the rest of the adventure.
Well, I mean,
So, moving on.
that's normal anyway.
Now that we're all on the same page with that, you begin making your way to the north out of the lumber camp. You hear noise coming from all around, whimpering from the house on your left, more whimpering and jeering from the warehouse on your right, and you just keep going out of the camp.
You guys, I don't feel so good leaving those Jenkins alone. Are you sure you don't want to just
They're not the priority.
kill these guys?
Later.
Okay.
I put away my bow staff and I pull out my Kasuragami. Kasuragama.
Just start swinging.
And getting warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is so cool, Osu. Whoa! Careful.
And then I think you did it like this. And then it was like...
Got a hook stuck in Violet's back after a second. Like, it's in me.
He pulls you back.
You guys begin hiking through the woods. The rain begins to pick up. The wind begins to pick up. You begin to hear more animal noises coming from the trees around you. This trail is very narrow, and though worn in the center, is overgrown on all the sides and not well maintained. And you have to hike and hike. After about 6 miles, the forest trail suddenly reaches a clearing in the woods where a few fallen trees and stumps testify to woodcutting pursuits that were abandoned years ago. Beyond a fallen tree, the clearing's northwestern side is obscured by a seething wall of mist that reaches 50 feet into the sky. Now and then, what appear to be a silent screaming ghost thrash and writhe through the mist, as if tormented souls were trapped within the fog itself. A 3-tiered stone stands near this wall, while a bit farther to the east of this platform stands a dome-shaped cage built out of bent branches and wooden slats. Around the tiered stone, in front of this writhing mist made of incorporeal bodies, you see more of these faceless ones, clad in robes. The cage to the north stands empty, but on the top tier of the stone altar is a writhing figure. Hands bound, feet bound, mouth gagged, hair unkempt, flowing down the stone. You see Midge. She wears nothing but a skirt around her waist. She is topless. She seems to have blood flaked across her face, all the while just writhing, grumbling, groaning against her gag. And I'm going to take you to the map.
So we didn't really talk about this, but charge in.
Like...
I don't imagine that Violet would have much patience for anything else if there's a friend like on an altar already bloodied.
Yeah, same.
We have to save Midge.
Violet doesn't make the best tactical decisions ever, though. Neither does Gardas, I guess. So Osu, you're going to have to do some thinking. Ari?
There's no thinking.
Okay.
There's only rage.
There's only rage. Never mind me taking a barbarian.
What about
dip.
Midge's exposed chest?
Doesn't even register.
Oh.
We'll probably figure that part out when everybody's dead.
Tony's playing with the tokens on the map. It's actually a really pretty map. It's like little forest alcove. A lot of stuff we can't see on account of the trees reach into the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the trees reaching like sort of up into the camera of the map is cool.
And then like the shadows, because it has visual effects, and we can't see past it, so they each have their own little like dark cones behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But as he updated the token for Midge, he put a new token on the board, and I was like, who the hell is that hoe? And then it was Midge the whole time. It was rude of me. I apologize, Midge.
This bitch. Kill her.
Kill her. How far away are we, Ari? Can you measure our distance?
Yeah.
Ooh, we're a ways away.
Gardas is about 90 feet. Ari's about 100, 105.
My legs are small.
2 whole rounds.
Yeah. It's going to take a while.
It's too bad we don't have a barbarian with a furious sprint.
It is.
Or a monk.
What would you guys like to do?
I think
sprint.
Yeah, at this point, charge in.
Yeah.
So
Osu's got 35.
I can make somebody invisible. Does anybody want invisibility to go in and get her?
You should make Osu invisible. Just for fun.
Well, I was wondering because he's angry right now, so I don't know if he's just going to go in and kill.
He's also the fastest.
He's probably not paying attention. If you did it to him, he might change his plan, but he's not planning on anything right now.
Okay.
Like, I think either one of us, I would also, my plan would be to go to her, not worry about the bad guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
If one person here were to be invisible, I think it should be Osu, and he could just bypass everything because he could get there the easiest and fastest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think really any strategy is out the window when we see Midge in danger, aside from the possibility of Ari casting invisibility. Like, other than that, we're just going right down the middle.
How long does invisible last for?
10 minutes, or until you do a hostile action.
Yeah, so you could get him even just as we're getting closer. Just be like, hey, you're invisible. Poof.
He can't tell.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Hey, buddy.
You're invisible now.
You're invisible now. Nobody can see you. I can hear you taking off your clothes. You don't have to take off your clothes. They're
Yeah,
invisible
your
too.
clothes are invisible too.
Yeah, so is your
Oh
weapon.
my gosh, in the Fantastic Four movies when she's like invisible and then you can like see her clothes and she like takes them all off and then it's just a silly scene.
Have you seen Mystery Men?
No.
I have.
It's been a while.
It's an older superhero movie with Ben Stiller. One of the guy's superpowers is he's invisible, but only if nobody's looking at him.
Perfect.
And he can't even be looking at himself. He has to close his eyes too.
So dumb. That's like when we were talking about the worst possible.
Yeah. Version of something.
You're invisible, but only if nobody's looking at you.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Does the camera count?
I mean,
I
if
don't-
people are looking at you, so it would make sense that a camera couldn't see you unless somebody was watching it.
Yeah.
Oh. But then they're
Like
not
if
watching
you were
they're
looking
watching
through the
CC.
camera.
Yeah.
All right. So
You
charge.
guys are all charging forward?
Well, she turned Osu invisible first.
Are you doing that?
Are we in?
I'm just going to say, let's do it. If you guys are just charging in and everyone's committed to the full out, we might as well just get into it. No point in stalling. So
It's just invisibility lasts for 10 minutes. So I feel like as soon as we got up close, she could have fired that off, and then the rest of us would charge.
So that
roll initiative and let's do it.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we get the +1?
Yeah. I think so, right?
Yes. Yeah. Anytime you know you're going into combat, like, of course.
We knew we were going into combat this entire 6-mile hike.
Violet,
19.
Ari,
18.
Gardas,
Natural 20 for a 29.
Osu,
17.
There you go. Me and Gardas haul off. You can hit him.
I just thought it was cool that we got 17, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And nat 20.
And natural 20.
Or 16, 17, 18. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever.
15, 11, 12. He's over here trying to do math, and I'm just saying numbers. What a dick.
Yeah, he's wrong for that.
No, me.
Oh.
Me, I was the one who was wrong.
Ari, did you cast invisibility before combat started because it lasts forever?
If you will let me, I will do that on
I
Osu.
mean, I stopped talking to let you guys plan and let me know what was happening. So
Yeah.
anything in the last minutes you can cast beforehand.
Cool. I will do that.
Okay.
Osu is invisible.
Cool.
Just if you try to do anything aggressive, you'll become visible again. Okay?
Fine.
But go get Midge.
Basically, yeah. I just look at him, which is
Oh, that's
completely
cool.
not
wrong
where
way.
he is. Yeah. And I'm just, save Midge.
Oh, I do like that.
Save.
Guys, he's the other way.
Doesn't matter.
And then you turn to go and you run into me.
That's all that matters.
Like knock Osu over and trample him in the mud.
It doesn't matter where he's at. Oh, I got stabbed by that stupid new weapon.
So it is going to be the beginning of round 1 then, and we're going to start with Gardas.
Yes.
Note the tree down in front of you. Crossing it is difficult terrain.
Okay. But it doesn't, we still have line of sight against them, though.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like there's this large dead tree that has been downed across the path. So this person's name, Zulu! And just charge.
How far?
One to the tree, one over the tree. And then
No,
another 20.
actually, I'm just going to make a 20-foot move. So 20 feet forward, my normal speed.
OMG.
And while we figure this out in VTT, I'm going to cast Spiritual Armament. You create a magical echo of one weapon you're wielding or carrying and fling it. Attempt a spell attack roll against the target's AC. And it has a 120-foot range.
Whoa.
Nice.
Wow.
And then every turn afterwards, I can sustain it to use the attack again. So I still have my +1 hammer that's like the tenderizer strapped at my hip. I'm reaching down, and instead of grabbing the weapon itself, it grabs like this spectral glowing copy of it. And it weighs nothing. It's just completely made of light. And I'm just going to start, and I'm just chucking it at the person who's closest to Midge then. I don't know, Zudu, I guess, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Screw the others. So my spell attack is... Oh shit, I should have this somewhere. +8.
Nice.
I don't have Kratos Anthem or anything, okay.
Nope.
Oh, that's so close. I don't know whether to hero point it or not. 18 versus AC.
That seems good.
That's a miss.
Damn it. Okay.
But it was a 10, so you really don't want to...
Yeah, I know.
It's good
First time
information.
throwing your fake implement.
It's
you
good
know?
information.
Yeah. A little rusty. You haven't got the hang of it yet.
Okay. That's my turn.
Violet.
Violet is going to follow Gardas' lead. He's going to move up. He's going to hunt prey. And he's going to cast gravity weapon, since we decided we're okay with gravity weapon.
I feel like okay with is a strong choice of words.
I'll retrain when we get back to town.
No. That's not what I was saying.
It's too late. It's too late.
Gonna take an animal companion?
Yeah. It's animal companion time.
Crocodile twin?
T-Rex. I'm going to find a T-Rex in the woods and bring it back to town. Everybody's going to love it.
Ari.
All right. Ari starts playing her courageous anthem. I think, is it Osu's turn?
You went before me, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, you were one higher.
Okay.
29, 19, 18, 17.
Okay.
It's really cute, you guys.
Thank you.
So she's going to start playing courageous anthem and run up. 5, 10, 15. She'll just go behind Gardas and cast shield.
Osu.
Her turn.
Are the branches difficult terrain as well, or is it just the trunk?
Just the trunk.
Just the trunk. So I'll move up for full movement, just as far up the trunk as I can run.
It's 35, right?
Yeah, and then I'll jump over it.
You want to hop over right here?
Well, I want to run along the length of for my full movement,
So that's one movement right
and then I want to jump over it. Do you want an athletics for that?
I do.
7 on dice plus 9 plus inspiration is.
It would just be for attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's 16 to jump.
You get tangled up in the branches.
Shoot.
That's going to stop one of your movements.
Okay. One of my actions. So I guess I'll just struggle through it. I'll just walk through it with the rest of my half movement speed. So half a 35. Does that round down?
Yeah.
And that's my whole turn if I lost one trying to jump.
She notices the flung weapon at her that Gardas threw, and this faceless creature up on the altar steps down. But the two other ones make no move to notice you. Who dares interrupt? Why do you come here? And it is Gardas' turn.
Not even... Okay. Can I guess I probably, with half my move in difficult terrain, I can probably get on top of the tree trunk. So I'm going to use my move action to get up on top of the tree trunk.
Athletics?
Yeah, I have to... Okay. Athletics plus 8. 6 plus 8 is 14.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So I'm up on top of the trunk, and I just say, I feel like that should be obvious. And I sustain my spell. So I grab another light hammer from my belt and just chuck it at her. So that's better. 13 plus 8 is 21.
That is a hit.
Plus 1.
22. It does magical stuff too.
Attacks, damage, and saves against fear.
Ooh. Oh my god. 2d8 max damage.
Wow.
I'm not happy about this.
16 points of 17 points of damage.
Wow.
So yeah, this one same thing, chuck it at her and it just hits her like square in the chest.
How's that for an
This
answer?
hammer of light. And I like it because it acts like a hammer, so it's like end over end, just woof, woof, through the air.
That is going to trigger her ready action, though, so give me a will save.
Deal.
Is it against fear?
It is specifically against fear.
+1.
So 13 plus 10, 23 plus 1 is 24.
That's a success. You are frightened 1.
What does that do?
-1 to all checks and DCs.
Frightened. Take a status penalty equal to the value on all checks and DCs. And at the end of your turn, the value decreases by 1.
Is that AC as well?
Yes, AC is a DC.
So at the end of my next turn or at the end of this turn? Because it's still my turn.
Next turn.
Next turn.
Okay. Shit. Shield or... Fuck it. I'm just going to continue walking up. So I'm going to use my next action to move... Keep moving up. So however far I can get with to my 20 feet of movement.
Oh, he's difficult terrain.
Yeah, I
But
feel
you
like...
can step. So he was here, like in the middle of the trunk. So I'm assuming he can just step off of it.
Just
Sure.
hop off and...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So then you end up being right there,
I'm fine with
right in front of invisible Osu, and about 20 feet away from Zudu.
And then it's Violet's turn.
One action to get over the tree.
Athletics check.
Don't mind if I do. Natural 1.
You end up breaking some of the trunk that you step on. You get your ankle caught. You're going to take a -10 status to your movement speed for 4 turns.
Oh. It's his peg leg got stuck.
Yeah.
in it.
no.
It's not properly fixed anymore.
Yeah, your peg leg's all mangled up in the
right.
broken tree.
Just grab
But
a
do I
new
successfully
stick.
move over the tree?
No, you don't move at all.
Oh,
You're on the tree, I
I'm
guess.
on the
Sure.
Okay.
okay. Use the next 2 actions to move a total of 30 feet closer. Stupid buckles.
Track your turn. Ari.
Okay, so it's an athletics check and difficult terrain to get onto and over the tree.
Yeah, a lot of you also probably could have gone under, but no, I mean Violet couldn't have gone under, but some of you could have potentially. You can try.
She will try to go under the tree, I guess. She's small.
Give
So-
me an acrobatics.
This would have been a great opportunity to do that terrain stalker thing.
I thought you weren't allowed to do that.
No.
Don't you move like 5 feet per minute?
I
or
was
something?
referring to the police report, but
Oh, yeah. That's an 18 acrobatics.
yeah, no problem. You slide under, so only treat it as difficult terrain. It does
Okay.
not cost you an action.
So she uses 2 actions to move up behind her allies and then continues playing her courageous anthem. Everybody is on the other side of the tree.
That invisible Osu token is really cool. I know I said it already, but...
Yeah, it is cool. He's like a rippling pool of water.
And he's semi-invisible for us.
Gardas, give me a fortitude save as she reaches out.
That one's not so great. Is this a fear effect?
No.
Then 15.
Fail. You have no business here. And she reaches out and steals your face from a distance.
No.
You are blinded. You can't speak. You can't ingest or smell. And you have to begin holding your breath or begin suffocating.
But he can still see.
No, he's blinded.
Until it's blinded.
Blinded.
Yeah.
You no longer have a face.
How many turns can I hold my breath for?
Complicated
It's-
rule.
Oh, it's
5 plus your con
5.
modifier.
So I can hold my turn for 8 turns then. Hold my breath for 8 turns.
Yeah, well, yeah. Then every round it goes down 1, and if you do something, like if you attack, it goes down.
It's called suffocating, right? That's where we would find the rules.
Yeah, suffocating.
If I do something, it goes down.
Yeah,
It's
there's
very
penalties.
complicated. Just
It's
read
punishing.
You see the face she's wearing turns into Gardas's. And as the beard begins to grow, as the nose begins to bulge, as the forehead begins to widen, it begins to shrink and fade back in. And her wounds begin to stitch up.
You never described what type of penis head Gardas is. That was a big part of the game last time.
After She regains some hit points. You can see she's signaling, and another one of these faceless occultists stands up from prayer and will most likely cast a spell, I think.
I love spells.
Ari, give me a will save.
Against fear.
No.
I'm going to turn in a hero point.
I'm getting hero points.
Because that was a natural 4. That's much better. Natural 17. You said will?
I said will.
So that is going to be a 25.
That's a normal success. You take 6 points of damage, mental damage, as your body is racked by phantom pain.
Ouch!
And we are going to round 3. Midge on the stone sees you guys, and you hear let out a scream. She thrashes a little more wildly on the stone, but can't quite seem to get off the altar. Gardas.
So blind basically means I have to roll a flat check on any attack that I make, right? And I'm still frightened 1, which gives me -1 to all checks and DCs.
You can't see. All terrain is difficult terrain. You can't detect anything using vision. Automatically critically fail perception checks that require you to see if vision is your only precise sense. You take a -4 status penalty to perception checks. You are immune to visual effects. Blinded overrides dazzled.
Okay. Do we have... We don't have any knowledge on how to get rid of this aside from killing the person that did it? Like, because that's what got you your face back.
Definitely worked last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did a recall knowledge on, like, the first ones we fought, and he rolled a 19, and I didn't get any information on them stealing faces and how to get rid of it.
All right. Not much of that I can do. Well, finish my movement going up. And so roll a flat check to attack, right?
Can you go north 1 step?
I don't think so. Oh, can I?
Yeah, it'd be 20 feet.
Sure, okay. So yeah, I'm right in front of her. Ow, son of a bitch. So that was a 3 on the flat check, which means my attack failed. So I can try again and roll another flat check.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did you use both move actions? You move twice to get there?
No.
No, just
Oh,
once.
wait, it's difficult terrain.
Yeah,
All
so
terrain
that
is
would be
difficult
20
terrain.
feet.
I did. Okay, then yeah. I did.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I forgot about that part of it. Yeah, that's perfect.
Violet.
I'm going to move up just south of Gardas. That's my 15 feet of movement speed that I got.
Ooh, wait, one more question. So since I'm suffocating, I attempted to attack, but I didn't attack because I failed the flat check. Does that still... Do I get -2 or -1 to my breath?
It
Counts
still
as
counts
an
as an
attack.
attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I have 6 rounds left.
But your frightened condition goes down by 1,
Okay, so I'm no longer frightened.
and your face grows back.
Whoa!
Oh.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, damn.
It was just temporary.
Yeah, look at
Threatening
that.
approach.
Threatening approach.
So, okay.
16. 17.
I get my face back, and she's right in front of me, and I'm like, Jesus, I didn't realize you were that close.
Well, she's
that's
still
why
got
I-
your face too, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah.
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I missed my check.
That's a success.
She's frightened too.
That's bullshit.
And then I'm going to bite.
So just to be clear, their hearing is a precise sense. So again, it's funny that your threatening approach isn't necessarily because you look huge. It's because you sound huge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So with the +1 from our wonderful bard, that puts my hit at a 27.
With frightened 2, that's a crit.
Wow.
I'm really bummed.
Are you? Sorry.
I thought this fight was going to be cooler.
It's pretty cool.
I'm going to kill one of you.
26 points of damage.
Not today.
Meteor strike.
What? 26?
I'm like, yeah, gravity weapon's an extra 2.
Again, not, like I said, not.
Naturally, it's 26.
Yeah. I rolled a 7 and 4 is... Wait, no. Yeah, that's right. 7 and 4 is 11, plus the 2 from gravity weapon is 13, and then crit. So
And you added my +1?
Yes.
So it's 28.
it's 28.
You're so bad at this game.
I know. I love it. That's why it's the best game.
If only you could have just seen the face that he made.
Pure, unbridled joy.
Yeah, it was a good moment for me. I'm really enjoying myself right now.
I've never been more mad at you.
That's probably not.
I love having a bard on the team.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Ari.
Okay. So Phantom Pain is an ongoing effect.
You succeeded, so we're done with it.
Oh, cool. She's still kind of like feeling the pain, like it's lingering, and she's like hunched over, and she's just.
Am I okay?
She's like, oh gosh, that really sucked, and she's like playing her Urhu as she's walking forward. Yeah, so that's 2 actions: Courageous Anthem, moving forward, and then she will cast. Actually, she's gonna move up a little bit farther. So she's behind Gardas and Violet Wagon, and the evil lady's on the other side of them. So that's 3 actions.
Osu.
I think I'm going to go, as I'm facing the altar, I'm going to go to the left over to Violet's side and maximum move. If I can get up to the altar in 2 moves and then climb on my 3rd. And then do you want to check for the climb?
No, I think because it's built almost like steps. I just think it takes you an action to get up there.
Gotcha.
Because I think it's I'd have to go back and check. It's like 5 or 6 feet off the ground.
So are we doing 2 moves and then a climb the dais, and I'm standing at...
Yeah, I'll put you up there like with her. We'll just put you beside for now, but we'll know you're on the same tier. She looks at you, and again, she's terrified. Oh, yeah. Sorry, she doesn't look at you at all.
Yeah.
You see terror on her face, though.
Yeah. Midge, it's okay. It's me. It's Osu. Relax. We're going to get you out of here.
And then I will go. Everyone give me a will save as she sends out a harm spell.
21.
Oh shit. I will use another hero point.
You guys are going to Tony, you're going to like this. It was going to roll onto 20, but the paper rolled it back onto a 2.
Ooh, I do like that.
So I rolled a 2, turned in a hero point, and got a 20.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's reversed.
She stole it from you this
I
time.
did. Thank you
you're
so
welcome.
much.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20 for 30.
Well-la-dee-da.
I'm proud of it.
Okay.
You shall
At a
not
9.
harm
Ari?
me.
28.
You'll take half?
It's a natural 20.
Okay, never mind.
9.
That's a critical fail.
Nice.
21.
You'll take half. It's 8 damage total. Doubles to 16, halved to 4.
Okay.
If you take damage, does the invisibility wear off?
No.
Or is it if you damage somebody else?
Yeah, if you do anything hostile.
Okay, so taking damage, you're still invisible.
We kind of miss this because I'm not used to having people with hearing as the precise sense. Oh, so you should still give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh, no eyeballs.
It's 13 on dice plus 3, 16 total.
All right. This Nopper boat in the back to the south is going to target Violet Wagon, who must give me a fortitude save.
Fortitude. Natural 20.
God damn.
Woo!
Yeah.
You are unaffected.
Just as a D, I know this feeling. I think we all feel your pain.
He's going to cast Shield, and we will go to round 4, Gardas.
But we're also reveling in that pain. Yeah. So, yeah, again, same thing. I walked up to her the last time and then finally got my vision back. And she's right in front of me. And I'm just, there you are. I'm going to cast Runic Weapon and attack. Oh, I don't care. This is my last hero point. I need this. That was a 2 on the dice.
I need
Curse
it.
2s.
Come on, let's do this.
Oh god, that's a 7. Shit, that's not gonna hit. Plus 10 is 17.
Don't forget the plus 20 from the bard.
Yeah.
That's right. It's plus 20 now.
Yeah.
Level 3 is really big.
So 17 on the dice.
That's a miss.
Yeah. Or not on the dice, but 17 total. That's my turn.
Violet.
She is my hunted prey, so let's do the bite, grapple, trip combination.
Let's do that one at a time.
Yeah.
Good old bite
Sounds
grapple
good.
trip.
Hero point?
Whoa, I'm going through these now. I like this. Need to stop giving so many of these out.
I don't like the fact that I used my last one. I needed to do it, but
20 to bite.
And they have one left.
That's a hit.
It never feels good.
yeah. I definitely like to keep that last hero point
8.
8 points of damage.
to
Yep.
not die.
Grapple.
Did you add the plus 1?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Grapple. 25 to grapple.
That's a success.
Trip. Oh, I only rolled a 6 on my trip. That's a flippin' -2, +8 to trip.
Against reflex.
DC.
Your trip is so bad that she breaks out of your grapple.
Oh,
That's so sad.
she BJJ'd you.
That sentence started very differently than I thought it was going to end.
Anything else, Violet?
That's all 3 for me.
Ari.
Have Violet or Gardas been injured at all?
I've taken like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Not worth worrying about yet.
It's same.
Okay. Ari's going to... She wants to cast protection on somebody. I think I'm going to do Gardas.
Cool.
So she casts protection. It's 2 actions, and you have a +1 to AC and saving throws for a minute. And then she will continue with her courageous anthem.
Osu.
I scoop up Midge, and then I go back the way I came.
Midge is just floating around.
So give me just one overall athletics check for moving her, picking her up.
Thought you were gonna cut her free.
Uh-oh.
No. First, most important is to get her off the altar, because one of them is still praying. And,
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one to the north hasn't moved or responded to you guys at all.
Okay.
So that's a 15 on dice,
Okay.
and +9 is 24.
I was worried you were going to drop her.
Yeah, that sucked.
Down the backside of the altar. She
Right on
falls.
Butterfingers.
Oopsie doozles. Don't mind me.
And I picture Gardas's armor is now glowing with purple and blue hues.
My walk.
Yes.
You scoop her up, and she hears you whispering to her all the while, and she stops fighting. But this has definitely been noticed. It is her turn.
Is that all the movement I could get out of that?
So picking her up and then double move. Your speed is a little slowed by carrying her.
I figured as much.
You're encumbered.
Yeah.
Tell Midge to lay up the cookies.
Eating too many of Gardas's biscuits.
They're good biscuits, though.
And I think everybody agrees.
She's going to heal herself by casting heal. And then she's going to come down with Midge floating in the air. I need that soul. It's old enough. Offer the flesh to great Kugabti. Unbind them from the body they call their own. 25 to hit Violet Wagon.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do it.
6 points of piercing damage. That was 4 actions. So take your 6 hit points back.
It's like she's hasted.
I can't cast a 2-action heal, move, and then attack. Did you hear that, Kyle?
I did hear it. I think I'm not gonna. I think I'm just gonna take it. I felt good for the moment. It was right for the story, you know?
I don't like that she was hasted, though.
Well, you can make it up later.
Legendary action.
You let me have gravity weapon. We'll call it even. How about we exchange? I get hero points at some point in the adventure. A hero point. 1 hero point.
1 hero point at some point in the adventure. Deal.
Yeah, a deal. There we go.
Now that she's been removed, you hear their telepathic communication, which was cut off to you, is now almost screeching. It's sending out in all directions. Do not displease him. This one, being the occultist to the north, is going to target Gardas. I need a fortitude save.
+1.
Son of a...
It is not fear.
No, but he has protection.
oh yeah, that's to every save. Doesn't help. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 10 is 14.
Your face disappears.
As it's melting, or as it's melting away. Oh, not this again!
You're blinded, you can't speak, you can't ingest, you can't smell. You have to begin holding your breath or begin suffocating. And I can tell you right now, you don't really have to track those rounds. Unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong. Then they will cast shield. This one is going to move and is going to try to rip Midge out of the floating pit that is carrying her away. So this will be against your fortitude DC.
Okay.
13.
Fail.
So he is grabbing onto Midge's bound arms and just tugging, but you can't get any grasp.
Stupid weak occultists.
Then it is going to be round 5. Gardas.
Oh, I'm just trying to keep it pictured in my head, the layout of the battleground, and I'm just going to swing where I remember her to be. So this is my flat check. 11.
Nice.
And now this is my attack with my, again, runic weapon. So there's just like a glowing symbol of Torag on the side of my axe blade as I strike again. Better. Natural 12 plus Courageous Anthem is on. Mm-hmm. So plus 10 is 22.
22 is a hit.
Yes. Let's go. 2d12. Where's my other d12? Right here. 10 and a 12 on the dice for 22 plus 4 damage, 26 damage.
A couple of things are going to happen. As you drive your axe into her chest, blood spraying everywhere, she shakes in a death throe. The other two occultists stop what they were doing and drop to their knees. And about that time, you hear an all too familiar, earth-shattering rumble. Like the world is splitting open. You see this towering wall of writhing spirits, and it kind of goes smooth for a second, and it flickers, and a boom again, and you guys struggle to keep your feet. And then this shadow lunges at the wall from the other side, from the far side, and it causes this misty barrier to suddenly just flex and bulge outward as if it was solid, and it's being pushed against from beyond. It has mangled limbs, sharp-pointed teeth, and hollowed eyes. And it's reaching for you. It's reaching for Midge. It's reaching for the slain body of Zudu. And then it just vanishes. Small wisps of smoke disappearing into the sky. But as the arm is retracting, you see these Nopperbos bodies begin to vibrate and shake. And they begin to stand up. And their skin begins splitting open. And crawling from a cocoon that was their bodies are these mangled limbed monstrosities. Their arms twist out like knotted roots in all directions. But the most alarming thing is their head seems to be nothing more than a cage. filled with crimson butterflies. We hear a roar as their arms reach up to strike you. We fade to black.
Do you think our friends in that cage are going to be okay?
Doorknob cleaning time.
Just walking through the hospital, rubbing doorknobs.
My whole unit shut down, and we had to run the doors.
Oh yeah.
For that?
I was.
The temperature stations.
No, I was at Good Sam, but I mean, we all did the same thing.
Yeah.
The OR we were on, emergent cases only, like no electives. So we
Life, do you sound okay?
Check.
Courtney,
1 2 1 2.
Do you sound okay?
Do I sound okay?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Better than okay.
Yeah.
Great. I sound
Yeah, you
great.
sound great.
Thanks.
Superlative.
Tony the Tiger.
I'm going to cut that.